it's Taylor here, your Backstage Beautician, and today we're doing a video for the Broadway musical Something Rotten. The musical Something Rotten has recently released its rights to be done by any regional or community theater across the country, and so because of that, its popularity with those groups has skyrocketed. This show is set in the Elizabethan period in England during the time of Shakespeare, and it also has a really large ensemble, and each of the people in the ensemble plays a lot of different characters in the show. So you need an Elizabethan hairstyle that works for multiple different characters. The hairstyle I'm going to do today is a little bit complicated, I'm not gonna lie. Might be a little bit higher skill level than just the average beginner, but it has a lot of different elements that are really period appropriate and also are taken directly from the ensemble of the Broadway production of Something Rotten. And so if you find that the overall hairstyle is just too challenging or too many different elements for the night of the show, feel free to just pick and choose. You know, maybe you want just the rolls but not the back, or maybe you want just the updo with the braids but not the rolls in the front. So just keep watching, you'll see the whole hairstyle, and then feel free to pick and choose whatever parts you like. All right, I think that's all we need to know, so without any further ado, let's jump into the hairstyle. All right, and as always, start with your heat protector and brush it through your hair. We must protect our hair. All right, and then we're going to curl our hair with a 1-inch curling iron. Now these curls are optional, but it was considered attractive in the time to have curled hair, so I'd highly recommend if you want to emulate the closest thing to the Broadway show. But if you don't want them, you can just leave your natural texture as is, or just curl the pieces that hang down in the back. I like to curl the whole thing because it helps the updo hold a little bit better. I'm starting by curling the front 2 inches of the hair away from the face, because that'll help with the rolls we're about to do. And then the rest of the hair we're going to curl in alternating sections, so some towards your face and some away from your face. If you're just looking to emulate the hairstyles and the exact hairstyles that they did in the original Broadway show, you're not going to want to use a 1-inch curling iron like this. What you're going to want to use is called, I believe it's called like a waver. It is a 3-pronged curling tool, and you wrap your hair around the different prongs to create beachy waves. All I know is it's a curling tool like this, but instead of just the 1 prong, it has 3. I'll put a picture of it up on screen. I really have no clue what it's called. And I know it seems kind of weird, right? Like beachy waves for a show set in the 1500s in England. But I found a video of the wig team for the original Broadway production, and they were curling one of Portia's wigs, and that's what they were using, the 3-pronged curling tool, and they were wrapping it around and seemed to do the trick for them. So if you want that exact look that they did in the Broadway show, that's the tool you're going to need to get a hold of. When I take the hair off the curling iron, I'm also pinning it in an upright curl position, just to help the curls hold in place a little bit better, but also because when you let them cool in an upright position, then they're cooling in that position that has a lot of volume and a lot of upward motion, which is going to help what we're about to do. So after I curled my hair and pinned it up, I let it sit for, I was shooting for 15 minutes, but I started watching YouTube videos, so it ended up being more like 20 minutes. Oops. All right. If you stuck around this far, here's where we get into the hairstyle. Here are the things you're gonna need. Bobby pins. Going to need a comb. I like this little tail on the end to give ourselves a really severe middle part. These small little Goody hair ties, you know the ones I'm talking about, the clear plastic ones. Hairbrush, and something we've already used, handy dandy hairspray. All right, let's get to work. So first we're going to take all the curls down. You also might want to consider getting some hair clips to clip the hair out of the way. This is really nice for a hairstyle like this where we're doing a lot of sectioning. I just got mine at Target, they're super cheap. All right, now that you've gathered your supplies, first thing we're going to do is, like I said, give ourselves a really severe middle part. I started with one when I curled my hair because if I don't start with it, it's never gonna turn out good. All right, then first thing we're going to do once we have our middle part is to create 2 rolls on either side of our head. So pick one side, grab the hair at the very front, and then we're going to start twisting it away from the face. And as you twist, you're going to add hair into that twist. We're going to want to twist straight back for about 2 to 3 inches, and then we're going to start following the hairline down towards the ear and down towards the nape of the neck. Start twisting right tightly at the top. Moving backwards, adding hair as you go, and then go down. You're gonna stop when you get right around behind your ear, and you can see I've got quite a bit of hair added to this section. So once you've got your twist, maybe give it a couple more twists at the end to really lock it into place, and then we're going to pin it. But first, we're going to loosen it. So take your twist, kind of push it forward a little bit and see what happens. You can see that by pushing it forward, I already started to give it a fair amount of volume, which is good. We want to get lots of volume here. So we're also going to go up and start pulling pieces out. So I choose to do this by first pushing it forward and pinning it into place there. Then once you've got that twist secure, we're going to take one of our small clear hair elastics and put it around the end of that twist. So here, it can be helpful to clip the rest of the hair out of the way so it doesn't get caught in your twist. Then we'll go zhuzh it with our fingers. So flipping my head over to use gravity, I'm gonna kinda coax it into where I want it, which is going up and over, and then sneak a little bobby pin in the back where you won't ever see it. All right, that's side one done. Let's move on to the other side. So we're going to do the same thing. Take a small hair at the front here and begin twisting and adding hair to it as you go, and then start moving down towards your ear and towards the nape of the neck. Give it a little push forward and put a bobby pin in to temporarily secure it. And now we're gonna move on to the hair elastic. So separate out your twist from the rest of your hair, clip or pin it out of the way, then take that clear hair elastic and secure it around the end. So then once we've got it secure, we can zhuzh it back into place how we like it. Like I said, bobby pins are your friend. Do not be afraid to use them liberally. All right, once you get your two front twists done, hairspray break. So leave your two twists hanging, but take all of the rest of the hair and clip it securely out of the way. Then, taking our twists, we're going to braid them. But separate the tail into 3 sections and braid to the end. Then we're going to, there's a couple different terms for this. You're going to loosen your braid to make it more full, or some people call this pancake your braid. I don't know why, it's just what they call it. So take the individual pieces at the bottom and gently pull them out, moving upwards. You don't want to pull it out too much. We're not going for a 2010s look, but just pull it out a little bit to make it look like you have more hair than you have. If you have shorter hair than I do, I will admit this hairstyle will be pretty difficult at this point. You can choose to put all the remaining hair you have into these braids and have this just be your hairstyle. You can get little extensions for these twisty bits to make this crown braid. It's pretty much up to you. All right, so that's probably good. Take another clear elastic and put it on the end. Then do the same thing on the other side. Once you've got your 2 braids, we're going to pin them on top of our head to create a crown braid or a milkmaid style braid. So take the braid and starting at the top elastic, we're going to flip it up like so and lay it on our head and pin it in place. So what you do with the tail of the braid will really depend on how long your hair is. If your hair is long enough where the tail is going past, you might have to kind of loop it back and tuck it under. Mine is just the perfect length where I can tuck it into the twist here, and then the other braid will cross over it and you'll never see it. But the important part is just find a creative way to hide the tail of your braid. So then do the same thing on the other side. And now we've got that tail again. We're just going to tuck it into the twist and underneath the braid on the other side. And there we go, we've got our crown braids. And then we're moving on to the third step, the rest of the hair. So, watch closely. This is what the hair is going to look like when it's all done. I thought it was pretty important that you see the visual before we start. So take 2 small sections on either side of your part in the back. And when I say small, I mean small. This should feel like 3 pieces of spaghetti at most. Try to make them match in size as much as possible. All right, so once you've got your 2 sections that are equal sizes and are equidistant from your part on either side and the back, you're going to bring them together in the center and take a clear hair elastic and elastic them together. Then reaching through the center right here, you're going to grab the tail and pull it through. If you have a loop turner for your hair, this is a great time to use it. So pull it through once and then pull it through a second time. All right, and there's your first piece. Now, take the tail of that and split it in half so you have 2 equal pieces. Taking the piece on the left side, we're going to hold that in the right hand, and with the left hand, we're going to grab a piece that is opposite from it and is a pretty similar size, yeah? So once we have our two pieces, we're going to do the same thing. Bring them together in the center and use your clear elastic to bring them together in the center. Then reaching through the center, grab the tail and loop it through once and twice. Then going back to your center one here, you're going to take the right side that we left hanging, take that in your left hand, and then in your right hand, you're going to grab a piece opposite of it that is the same size. Take that piece and bring it towards the left one so that they meet in the center. Use a clear elastic to join them together. Once they're joined together, reach through the loop and pull the tail through once and twice. Don't be afraid to give your arms a break.
So, taking this left tail, we'll do what we did before and split it into two. Taking the left side of the tail in your right hand, grab a piece of hair directly across from it that is the same size. Bring those together in the middle, grab a hair tie and join them together. Then reaching through the hole from the bottom, grab the tail and loop it through once and then loop it through twice. Alright, then we're going to grab this tail from the third one, split that into two. We're going to take the right hand side of that tail in your left hand and grab a piece opposite of it in your hair. Take those two tails, bring them together in the middle with a clear hair elastic. Then reach through the hole on the bottom, grab the tail and loop it through a second time, alright, and then adjust as need be. Okay, we're on our last one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So to create 5, we're going to take the remaining pieces of those tails that we left hanging down from earlier, yeah? Bring them together in the center, join them with the hair elastic, and loop it through twice. Bear in mind when you loop it through, sometimes the elastic gets a little bit pulled out. So after you loop it, don't be afraid to pull on the tail a little bit to get it back into its proper place.
All right, and then you've got number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This hairstyle is all done. All right, and as always, give it a final zhuzh hairspray. All right, and with that, the hairstyle is all done. I don't know about you guys, but I feel pretty accomplished by the fact that we made it through all of the different elements of this hairstyle. I know this one was definitely a huge undertaking, so don't be afraid to just pick and choose which parts you like and which parts you don't like. But if you do end up doing the whole thing, know that I am super proud and I would absolutely love to see pictures over on my Instagram at the Backstage Beautician. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Maybe press the like and subscribe button while you're there. And until next time, break a leg on your production of Something Rotten.